We are back. I still can't hear myself in my own headphones, but I can hear you in the headphones now. So,
I think we're good still. Or we're
yeah,
not. Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But I think I checked out the sound on the last one we did with this microphone, and the audio was much better. I just can't hear myself. So, whatever. I just have to remember to keep this thing close enough to my face, I suppose. So did you end up going to see Black Widow this weekend?
Yes, we did.
What'd you think?
Um, yeah, I mean, if you like Marvel, go see it.
Yeah. So
But if you are not a Marvel person, this movie will do absolutely nothing for you.
yeah, pretty. I guess pretty in the same spot. The movie literally just came out, so I don't want to give away too many spoilers.
Yeah, I don't.
Um,
I would say I'm gonna try not to speak in spoilers. Usually, we give you the three, two, one, go fuck off.
yeah,
But um, I'm gonna try not to speak in spoilers because I don't want to begin the episode that way, but
yeah,
also I mean, usually we see shit 3 months later, so by the time we spoil it, it's not a secret.
yeah. Everyone already knows. I think this is the first Marvel movie I've seen in theaters on opening weekend, like ever.
I don't think I've seen any in theaters. I think it might be my first one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think this is the only one. This is my first and only.
I would say fuck opening weekend. I just never even have seen one in a theater.
Yeah, no, that's fair too. Um, so yeah, that goes for me as well.
Movie theater
Um,
felt almost normal though.
yeah, it was cool
It's
to
not super weird. It's not everything. It's shit wasn't roped off. It wasn't every other. It wasn't plexiglass.
yeah. There
People
were I
kind of
think
were wearing masks, kind of weren't. It probably was less than 50-50.
I think there were strategically seats left open, like because we went where we went, we got to like pre-select our seats,
Yeah.
and you could see like which ones have been taken. So I think they did purposely leave one on either end um, of the seats open because there were no, you know what I mean? Like there was a seat in between each group of like booked tickets.
So I sat next to strangers,
Okay.
and I believe Michaela might as well.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we did not. Well, I mean, obviously we were around them, but we had a seat in between. Also, I thought it was funny that pretty much the entire movie theater was showing Black Widow. Like
Oh,
every,
like all the screens.
like all the screens were just Black Widow.
Yeah, I mean, talk about me being a fucking idiot. We're trying to pick like which one to go see, and it's like 3D X plus closed captioning something, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck 3D. I'm not doing 3D.
Yeah.
Then
No.
it's like 3D closed caption something something something, and then it's like 2D X plus. I'm like, what the fuck is the regular one?
Yeah. Just give me the regular one. Yeah. Um, yeah, I thought it was funny. There might have been like, I don't know. I think where we went to the one in North Attleboro. I think there's like 12 screens, and I wouldn't be surprised if like 8 of the 12 were Black Widow.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have done at least maybe not Endgame, but it's got to be like a top five opener, I would assume, just because
You mean top 5 like this year?
no, like out of the Marvel movies, it's got to be like top five
Um well,
opening.
I don't
Only so my theory is that it's top five opening weekend based on the fact that no one has been able to see a Marvel movie in a movie theater since Endgame. So now you can go ahead and tell me how poorly it did.
so I actually had insider info on this because Sunday night I was curious and I was talking to Amy about it. And I was like, yeah, but like we won't find out probably until like Tuesday or Wednesday once all the final numbers come in from the weekend. But I
Yep.
just Googled it on Sunday night anyway. And they said it was the first time ever that a whatever it's like a production company had released their opening weekend numbers before the end of the weekend. So
What does that mean? Is that good?
I don't know. It's good for people that like to keep track. I mean, I feel like the number would be more accurate on Tuesday or Wednesday than it would be on Sunday night, but whatever.
I don't know, dude. It's 2021. We can do stuff quickly
Yeah. So
if we want to.
this is as of Sunday night. So we're recording this on Monday morning. Monday afternoon. Monday morning. Yeah, right. Oh my, could you imagine if it was morning? I'd fucking kill myself right now if I had to go through this day again. So it's Monday night. So as of last night, the opening weekend numbers for Black Widow were $80 million.
It doesn't sound very good.
US, just in the US, just in movie theaters. For the first time ever, they also released numbers of streaming purchases as well. So an opening weekend, Disney Plus earned $60 million for a total of $140 million. Now, that's just domestically.
Yeah, it's just the US. I've got
Worldwide, it did about 220 million. So what is that? Like 80, another 80 million internationally?
219 globally.
Yeah.
Between ticket sales and Disney Plus.
Yeah, I rounded it to 220. 218.8 was the number. So
is that a lot? I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But for
it's a new record.
But for reference, a new record. How so?
I don't know. It says record U.S. opening.
Huh. Well,
I guess 80 million is a U.S. record.
Well, I don't know in what, because I will tell you that I was curious because I found this number last night. There's 220 million. So I go, I don't know if that's good or bad. So I went back to 2019 and I looked at the domestic box office for 2019. So this is just in the United States. In 2019, the number one domestic box office gross movie was Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
You want to know how much they made gross?
It's got to be what, 3+?
That's funny. $860 million it made gross domestically. So when you would factor in international, I would gather the assumption that it made over $1 billion.
And that was just opening weekend?
I don't know about that. It just says domestic box office for 2019. So this is most likely the entire time. I would assume that's probably not the opening weekend numbers. I don't think you could do, $860 million worth in one weekend.
Okay. So no, I'm just gonna read some headlines. Look up Spider-Man 3 opening weekend. I know it got beat by something. Like I know it did, but I'm pretty sure like when that first came out, it set a record. I'm fairly certain, but so I don't know what record it broke. That was Hollywood Reporter, which is the first on Google. As I keep going, it says studio reveals unprecedented Disney Plus numbers. Then I see from CNBC, highest pandemic box office opening, which that's nothing. So, I mean, I guess if we're just making up records.
Yeah.
Fox Business, post-pandemic, debuts with dazzling 80 million, explodes box office with $87 million launch. So I don't know.
So I just Googled it. Spider-Man 3 on its opening weekend made $151 million.
And this did 218,
Yeah.
which
That
includes streaming. Which again, if it's not fair, I don't give a fuck because it's reality now.
right. Well, there was no streaming available when Spider-Man 3 came out. That was 2007.
Right.
So
So I also don't know what movies toppled that.
um let's see the
I'm doing highest
highest.
opening weekend. Highest opening weekend, Endgame did 357.
Yeah.
The final, nope. One of the Star Wars movies did 220, and this did 219.
Yeah, episode 8, the one that sucked.
I know,
The
but I
worst
think it had anticipation.
the worst one did 220. The Force Awakens was 247. So isn't this funny?
Dude, I'm right. It's top 5.
The highest, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You are right. So as far as opening weekend goes,
Opening weekend.
yeah,
Opening
so
weekend.
because my pre-existing knowledge was all time, or like as like length of time that it was available in movie theaters.
Yeah, and I don't think it had anything to do with the movie. I don't think it had anything to do with ScarJo. I don't think it had anything to do with Black Widow finally getting her movie. I just think it had everything to do with it being first.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was the first Marvel movie post pandemic.
And it was the first Marvel movie, period. And it also had a recognizable character.
Right.
What is it? Is it Shang-Chi?
Yes.
If Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings was the first Marvel movie, it wouldn't have done as good as.
It doesn't do 220. It doesn't do 220.
No, it doesn't. So
no way.
I think, but if you had anyone recognizable,
no, I totally agree.
Would have done the same number.
I agree with that. I think it's funny though too. I'm just looking at the opening weekends on Google, and they give you the top 4 before you have to click on it. Number 1 is Endgame. Number 2 is Infinity War. Number 3 is Star Wars Episode 7, and number 4 is Star Wars Episode 8. Yep. So the four highest grossing opening weekend movies of all time are from 2 franchises.
Yep. And they all started in like 2015.
Yes. Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, but like, so in terms of the actual movie, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought the movie was pretty good.
I struggle. There's one thing I struggle with, and this does not give the movie away if you follow Marvel. And if you don't follow Marvel, then I don't know how this would spoil anything. It's a movie about events that happened where she has since, quote unquote, died.
Right.
In the meantime.
Yeah.
So they gave us a movie, and I pretty much know what it was doing. It was just introducing new characters or a new storyline.
Yeah.
But it was just a weird way to do it because
the movie
showed us events that took place in between Civil War and Infinity War.
It took place in 2016.
But Infinity War and Endgame have already happened, and theoretically she is currently dead.
Right.
Which they show at the end of the movie, which is just kind of I thought that part was strange.
Yeah. So to be fair, I think this movie was supposed to come out a different time, and the pandemic fucked it up.
It was still supposed to come out after Endgame, though.
Yeah, but it would have made more sense had it come out like, so I don't remember dates, but let's just say Endgame came out in April. It would have made more sense if this movie had come out in like July or August.
So I know I'm nitpicking for a second. I want to say it was scheduled to be released normally at least a year, 8 months to a year after Endgame. So I still think the timing of it coinciding with the timing within the movie was still strange.
Yeah.
But I believe this is gonna. Well, I don't believe it's gonna lead into Hawkeye, which
Yes.
is a streaming series on Disney Plus.
Right. Coming in August.
Um,
In a
so
way, I think this almost worked out for them because the the hype the hype was built up from all the streaming series. So
right.
if everything went according to plan, Endgame comes out again, let's just say April of 2019, and then
This
say
was like May of
say
2020.
yeah, say that's May of 2020. I don't think Black Widow does 220 in May of 2020. Like this exact movie. I don't think this movie, had the pandemic not happened and everything went according to schedule, I don't think this movie does 220 in the opening weekend if it just comes out as scheduled in May of 2020. Because
No,
what had
and
happened was we got for the last 3 months. Yeah, because there's three series. So for the last like roughly 3 to 4 months, we've had these streaming series that have come out, starting with WandaVision and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier and now Loki, that have built people back up in this Marvel hype during a pandemic. It was a perfect storm, pretty much is what I'm
yeah,
getting at,
so
where
the,
people have the streaming services for the last 3 or 4 months. This is the first movie post pandemic when no one could do anything. And then it's a character that everyone knows and can relate to and has a relationship with already.
yeah, never mind. It literally would not have done 220 because it wouldn't have done 60 million on Disney Plus.
No,
So, sorry, 40, 40
60.
million on Disney.
No, it did
60.
60. 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, logistically it wouldn't have happened, but also from the like motivational side, it wouldn't have happened either. People wouldn't have been beaten down the door. You and I would have done what we normally do.
Right.
Wait until it comes out on streaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would have watched it then.
Right.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what this movie does. Because
Yeah.
again, I think the timing of it is funky. The events that happened in it seem to be open and closed. I don't know how, outside of meeting her sister, I don't know how any of the events extend beyond that movie. Or maybe David Harbour's character, just because he's funny.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe he makes a appearance somewhere, but I don't know. It seemed like a standalone of standalone movies.
yeah, it was like it was very much like a Rogue One in the Star Wars franchise. Just because it came after, you know. So it's
Yeah, you're right, because Rogue One was like in between.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly, so if you think about Rogue One was the story of how the plans to the Death Star were stolen.
Right.
Now, this movie doesn't tell the story of how something happened, but it does tell the story of her, and it tells her
Right.
sister's story. And technically, Black Widow isn't one character, it's any of the girls that were trained in that fashion.
Right. Right.
So,
So that's how I looked at it, at least, is that it's very similar. Obviously, it's not exact because there is some overlap. Like you said, the sister is introduced. There's there is some overlap.
yeah.
Again, without giving too much away, there's at least one character that we've already seen that we know who shows up. But yeah,
But we still don't really know. We've just seen her before.
yeah, yeah.
Which,
But that's what I mean. So it's not
just Google the end credits.
yeah, it's not exactly Rogue One, but it is along that vein where it is almost like its own standalone.
Yeah, it's like,
Mostly.
hey, this is an event that already happened. Just give Hollywood your money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
in return, hopefully we gave you a decent movie.
Yeah. Which again, I think it was. I was entertained the entire time. There was at no point in the movie where I was like, oh man, is this almost over yet? and it was a 7:50 show, so it didn't get over until I don't know, like 10:30. So it wasn't like one of those like, oh my god, it's 10:15. I'm exhausted and I want to leave. Is this over yet? No, it was like I was in it till the very end.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I was too.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. If anyone's watching or listening that hasn't seen it yet and you're contemplating it, just go, just do it. I will say though, if you want to go see it, I mean, unless you're like a big movie theater person, and I know Amy is. Amy loves like the experience of being in a movie theater. Um, if you want to go see this and you are going with more than one person, just buy it on Disney Plus. Like if you don't care about like the whole movie theater experience, because it's $30 on Disney Plus, and Amy had a gift card, so it really didn't matter. But the total would have been 32 for 2 tickets in the movie theater. So if you're going to go solo to this thing and see it, yeah, go see it in the movie theater. It's cheaper. But if we're talking about cost here, like what's more cost effective, 2 tickets to this thing is going to run you 32. So again, if you want to quibble over $2, whatever. But any more than that, like if you're a family, like if you got to bring a family of like 3 or 4, I don't know, dude, probably just buy it on Disney Plus. It's going to save you, anywhere between $30 and $90, depending on how big your family is.
Plus, if you're a family, then you don't have to worry about your kids fucking screaming during it or whatever.
Yeah, or when they do scream, you can hit the pause button.
Like if they fucking like trying to get them to sit there for 2.5 hours, good fucking luck.
Right. I know. So yeah,
kids take so long to do everything.
Yeah, you can't get kids to do anything that you need them to do.
Well, you can. It just takes forever.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like they know. As kids are little shits, and you're like, all right, I really like. We have to go like over there, and they're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Well, I'm just gonna sit. All right, no. Like we have to go over there. Like there's a deadline for whatever reason. There's some kind of deadline. It's like we have to be there. And they're like, yeah, how do you feel about being like 13 minutes late?
Yeah. We have to leave by 5:30. All right, so at 5:30, I'll like maybe think about moving a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will have to piss, which is a 45-minute process. And then I'm going to yell and scream about bringing something that I definitely don't need. Right. But I'm going to yell and scream about it.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
I have to have it.
I have to bring this toy. I have to have this toy. And then
I don't need it for any reason, but I have to have it.
Yeah. And you'll leave it in the car. And then we'll get lost in the car and you'll never see it for like 3 months until you clean the car. And they won't remember it. They won't remember it.
Remember it's missing.
Nope. Yeah, someone out there is like, holy shit, that sounds like my life. And we don't even have kids.
We don't even have kids.
I work with kids enough.
I was talking to Craig today. They drove to Hershey. And he's like, yeah, it was like 7 hours on the way down. That was 2 stops. He goes, I don't know. We probably could have done it, between 5.5 and 6. And I'm like, what the fuck? 2 fucking stops? I go, oh, children. You don't just stop. Walk to the bathroom,
right?
Pissed, walk back to the car and go.
Right.
You have to fight, and it's like I can't go in that bathroom, and she did this, and she's doing that. It's like
yeah.
You have to fight for half an hour each time. Maybe they go to the bathroom, or maybe they eat a Cheerio or something. I don't fucking know. Fucking 2 stops takes up like an hour 15. Oh my God.
Yeah, then you have to get them back in the car. They don't want to go back in the car because it's boring.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't matter. We have to be there. Like we're going there. So we have to go. It's like, yeah, but it's boring. I don't give a shit. Take a nap.
I mean, yeah.
What a fucking, so everything just sounds like a fucking process.
Everything, that's exactly what it is. Everything is a fucking process. Every fucking thing.
Yeah, nothing is easy anymore.
Well, like this is good. When we were up in Vermont, Michaela's niece is 4 in August, I believe. So her mother's like, hey, let's go to the bathroom. We're going to go to the parade. There was some parade in Warren Center. Let's go to the parade. You got to go to the bathroom first, though. I don't have to. Yeah, but you gotta, because once we're there, not a lot of options.
Right.
Oh, they go in. She throws a fit. She only wanted to go to the bathroom with dad. You know, we're past the point. It's go time. You didn't want to go? Go.
Right.
They come back. All right, make sure you go wash your hands after using that porta potty.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that was our first porta potty experience today. And it's like, she had to throw the fit at the house. So then she had to use the porta potty, which probably didn't like that too much either.
Right. Right.
So, you know, you can never win.
But all it takes is that first experience with the porta potty, and now they can hang that over her head for moving forward. It's like, you know, you either go now with the house or you're going to have to use a porta potty again. So it only takes that one time, hopefully, ideally.
I don't know, dude. People don't learn when it comes to porta potties. Like,
yeah,
I go out of my fucking way to never have to use one of those fucking things.
Yeah.
Yet people still use them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them. It's whatever.
I mind them.
I mean, I very rarely have to take a shit in one of them, so it doesn't matter because most porta potties have the little fucking cup thing that you can just stand up and piss in, and it runs it down into the tank. But yeah, it's easy. It's easy when you just have to piss and you're a guy.
I guess when I look at it, so it's like I don't mind them in the sense of like at the golf tournament. I'm trying to think of like when the last time I pissed in a porta potty was.
Yeah.
At the golf tournament. That's all there is. You're not pissing in the woods when you're spectating a PGA Tour event.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I have no problem using one there because I have no other option.
Right.
But it's also like, all right, do I want to piss in that porta potty or do I want to find a nice spot in the trees? It's like I'm going in the trees, dude. I don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Given
like
the
Sharon
option.
has them out on the course because we don't have like a halfway house and the golf course doesn't come back by the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like a couple out there. And it's like, I'm not fucking going in one of those. Fuck
that. Yeah. Given the option of woods or porta potty, I'm going to take the woods.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Some of us are lucky.
Yeah.
I would say half of us on Earth, but you know, there used to be 2 genders and now there's like 1,000.
Yeah.
And I don't know which ones use porta potties and which ones don't.
Yeah, I don't know which ones do what either anymore. Nothing makes any sense. The only thing that makes sense is that nothing makes sense. All right. So this actually brought back an idea for me because I had this last night, but I didn't write it down. But seeing it reignited the thought. So when I went back to Google the domestic box office numbers for 2019, I looked at the rankings and the numbers and everything, and I was like, wow, you know, it's pretty fucking wild. And then I started looking at the movies and I go, holy shit. Was 2019 potentially one of the best movie years of all time? Now, I'm not going to do this whole thing that everyone does with sports and say, because it's the best right now, it's the best all time. I'm curious. I'm going to read off the top 10 and then I might cherry pick some other ones because there were some good ones that didn't make the top 10. But I'm just going to read these off to you. And then you tell me if you think that would qualify as like one of the better years ever. Again, I'm not saying it was the best of all time, but one of the better years ever. So obviously, number one, we already talked about was Avengers Endgame. And I'm not going to read all the numbers they did. This isn't pertinent to my argument. But number one was Avengers Endgame. Number 2, The Lion King. Number 3, Toy Story 4. Number 4, Frozen 2. Number 5, Captain Marvel. Number 6, Star Wars Episode 9. Number 7, Spider-Man Far From Home. Number 8, Aladdin. Number 9 was Joker. Number 10, It Chapter 2. And then some of the ones that are further down the list. Number 11 was Jumanji 2. Number 13 was Hobbs and Shaw. Number 14 was John Wick 3. Number 17 was Detective Pikachu. Number 18 was
Let's Go with Psyduck.
Yeah. Number 18 was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Number 20 was Aquaman. 21 was Knives Out. 24 was Glass. 26 was The Upside. 27 was Ford versus Ferrari. 32 was Rocket Man. That was the movie about Elton John. Number 35 was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And number 44 was X-Men Dark Phoenix. And then I'll only go to the top 50, and there's nothing really else in the top 50. I mean, Terminator Dark Fate was 45. And then Midway, which I thought was a good movie, was 50. And then outside of 50, I don't really give a shit.
I do like a lot of those movies.
Right? Like, I went back and I was looking through this list and I was like, holy shit. And then I was like, okay, well, now the wheels are turning. What was 2018 like? And 2018, not as good. 2018 was like Black Panther, Infinity War, Incredibles 2, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Deadpool 2, like Jumanji, Mission Impossible, Fallout, Ant-Man the Wasp, the Han Solo movie, Venom, A Star is Born. Like all of these, like
those were all good ideas.
Crazy Rich Asians, like Ocean's 8.
A lot of those were good ideas, but they didn't really do.
Yeah, like Creed 2 was on this. You know, it's like 2018 was not that great of a year. So I think, certainly without a doubt recently, I would say within the last 10 years, 2019 could very well be the best year for movies in the last 10 years. Now, all time, I don't know, partially because I don't know what movies came out what year. So I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, no, 2019, no, I love all those movies. It's the best ever. Because I don't know. I think 2002 was a good year for movies. I don't know. But
so I pulled up a list, best movie years.
Yeah.
And it's hard because like the first, like number 1 on this list was like 1939. It's like, come on.
Yeah, why? Just because it's the Wizard of Oz? Fuck off with your Wizard of Oz. It's
probably Wizard of Oz or Gone with the Wind, and it's like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, which I think Finn watched one time with like us around. Like we were at his house and he like put that on.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to look. 99 was pretty good. I kind of scrolled past it, but it was like
Armageddon.
Episode 1. I know it wasn't great. I think Armageddon, Office Space, one of the Austin Powers came out in 99, I think.
Yeah. Might have been the second one.
Yeah. Like 2013 is here. I mean, it was like the original Frozen, Wolf of Wall Street, Captain Phillips, American Hustle. I never saw that. 12 Years a Slave. I feel like that was like one of those good movies, but like kind of.
An important movie that I never saw.
I think Toy Story 2 was also 99.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like some of these things, it's like 1940. So 98 was Armageddon. Actually, I think at 98, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna go with 98, which is number 23 on this list.
All right.
So it's Armageddon was the top grossing film. Best Picture was Shakespeare in Love. Never saw it.
Never saw it either.
Other notable films. Not on here, but I know Rounders came out in 98.
Ah.
Also, there's definitely an Adam Sandler movie that holds up that came out in '98. Can't tell you which one. Probably The Waterboy, but
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, The Big Lebowski, There's Something About Mary, American History X,
Wow, these
and
were all 98.
those were all '98. So my thing with '98 is now there's some others here too, like The Thin Red Line. I don't know what that is. Life is Beautiful. Was that the Holocaust movie?
Maybe. It's a very ironic title.
I think Life is Beautiful. That might be the Holocaust movie with the Italian and I don't know if it was in Italian or if there was a version in Italian.
Oh,
Um,
so it's not a spaghetti Western.
I don't even know what a spaghetti Western is, but it doesn't have anything to do with spaghetti.
Yeah.
Sure, at the Holocaust, they weren't fed, let alone given spaghetti.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe they put an Italian spin on the story.
Ring? Is it like The Ring?
I don't know.
'98?
That seems
early.
that seems
right?
too old.
Yeah. Gods and Monsters, Rushmore. I don't
I
know.
feel like we were in high school when The Ring came out.
Well, that was like Scary Movie, so definitely 2000 or later.
Yeah.
Um,
So I got another one here. Is 1994. So in 94 was the original Lion King, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, the original Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Leon the Professional, I don't know what that is, Natural Born Killers, I don't know what that is, and The Santa Claus, that movie with Tim Allen.
yeah.
So 94 got some fucking heavy hitters in there too.
Yeah, there's some good movies there.
So I mean, I would go. I mean, just in no particular order. I mean, I would throw in, 94, 98, 2019 is in the discussion. I feel like 2008 might have been a year for movies.
Oh, so 90. I got 99 right there. So episode 1, then American Beauty. Was that about a horse?
No, that's Black Beauty.
Oh, okay. This is where it gets really interesting. The Matrix, Fight Club, The Sixth Sense, Being John Malkovich, Magnolia.
Ooh, what year was this?
This is 99.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then they might get a little goofy here. Blair Witch Project, Eyes Wide Shut, The Insider, Three Kings. I don't know what any of those movies are.
Yeah.
I know Blair Witch, there was the Undertaker symbol up in the tree, but
yeah. It was me and you holding the camera running through the woods.
yeah. Toy Story 2, Office Space, Boys Don't Cry. I don't know what that is.
People seem to like that movie. I don't really remember what it's about. Maybe that's the one where Macaulay Culkin dies from the bee stings.
No clue.
I don't know. I remember there's some movie where Macaulay Culkin gets stung by like a million bees and he dies.
Yeah, 1939 is Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, I don't know, Stagecoach, Wuthering Heights, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Goodbye, Mr. Chips, The Woman, Ninochka, The Rules of the Game, Gunga Din, Young Mr. Lincoln of Mice and Men. I fuck out of here.
My favorite movie on that list is Of Mice and Men. That's it. That's the only one I enjoy.
Probably better.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Like, fuck out of here with your bullshit.
So I looked up 2008. So this is just on the list of like highest grossing. So I'm just going to name off random ones from 2008. So we had The Dark Knight, the first Iron Man, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. That one sucked. So I don't really give a shit.
It's going to be a good year for comedies. I already know it.
Oh yeah. Hancock was in there, Kung Fu Panda, Twilight, the first one, Quantum of Solace.
That movie sucked. I wish you didn't say that.
Yeah. The Incredible Hulk, that also sucked. That movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie. I didn't think that was bad. Juno. That movie won a bunch of awards. I think it was.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, what's his name now?
I don't know. That's trans.
Formerly Ellen Page was like a teen mom or something, which is really weird now if you go back and watch it because Ellen Page is a man. Tropic Thunder was 2008. Eagle Eye, which is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie with Shia LaBeouf. Step Brothers.
Yep.
Pineapple Express.
Role Models.
Yep. National Treasure 2. I'm just scrolling down this list.
Semi-Pro.
Yep.
No, I'm looking at like what all the ones I've said are true. I'm looking it up because
I Am Legend.
I thought it was
Benjamin Button.
Yes, Zach and Mary make a porno. So in terms of comedies,
7 Pounds.
Role Models, Zach and Mary, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and Step Brothers. That's 4 of the best comedies we've seen probably since 2005.
Yeah.
Because there was some pretty good ones from like 96 to 03, or really 04, because I think 04 was 4-Year-Old Virgin. Or like Anchorman in them. Mm-hmm. So like right after those, there was nothing for like 4 years, or there was Knocked Up for 4 years. And then those 4 come out fucking screaming. And actually Superbad was probably close to that time too. But I think Knocked Up was 06 and Superbad was 07. But 08, those four movies are fucking hysterical. Like they are absolutely fucking hysterical.
Yeah, they're incredible. And then, obviously the one that leads the way is The Dark Knight. So I would put 2008 in the discussion too. So we got 94, 98, 99.
Yep.
2008 and then 2019.
Yep.
Those are probably some of the best years for movies ever. Fuck off. You're 1930, 1939.
Did we have 94 and 90? No, it was 94, 98, 99.
98, 99, yeah. That turn of the millennium there. We seem to get our fucking movies down.
I bet you too that if I looked up the comedies from 98, 99, they would be borderline show-stopping.
Most likely, yeah. Well, I mean, look at that name list from 94. That list from 94 was almost exclusively comedy.
No, 94 was actual good movies.
Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and The Santa Claus. Those are all comedies.
It also had Shawshank.
Yeah, Shawshank, Forrest Gump, The Lion King, Pulp Fiction. I don't know what Leon the Professional or Natural Born Killers are, but I've heard of them.
Big Daddy, American Pie.
See, this was back when you could make real comedies. Oh, 94 also was Clerks.
Yep.
Wow, 94 might take it as the best ever.
South Park, the second Austin Powers.
That's tough, man. I don't know. I'd have to like actually look and see what year was what, but I think 94 is in the lead for me for the best year ever for movies.
I like 98.
Yeah. I might go 98 second. Maybe 94, 98.
See, what would have to do it for me?
It gets tough from there. You're splitting hairs after that point.
So if we were gonna break down what which one we're going with, obviously it would be completely personal.
Right.
But I would also have to go into not just what was like top grossing or popular, whatever, because so 98, just looking at it, Half Baked, Dirty Work. Dirty Work is one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, Dirty Work is great.
Dirty Work is so fucking fun. But you don't hear about it.
No.
Big Lebowski, was awesome. Night at the Roxbury, The Waterboy, Rush Hour, Basketball. I fucking love Basketball.
I love Basketball.
There's Something About Mary. I had to fucking show you Basketball like a year and a half ago too.
I know.
Do people like Patch Adams? I don't know.
Yeah, I do at least.
The Wedding Singer.
That was a good
Dr.
one.
Dolittle, if that's your jam.
Yep.
Like Major League.
Wow.
Wait,
Holy shit.
hold on. That's not Major League.
Oh, different one.
It says something else, but I can't see it because it's just an image.
Oh,
It's probably a bad bastardized version.
Major League
like,
2.
So like just like looking into that, like I know 98's gonna be a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like, that was just the comedies. I don't even know what good movies came out.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of dramas were there? You know, we don't even know.
Definitely Rounders.
Yeah.
Fucking love Rounders.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find that on this list. The highest.
Titanic 98? No,
I think it was. It was, yeah. So, oh shit. Oh my God. 98 might have just taken it. Titanic, the top 3 grossing movies of 98, Titanic, Armageddon, Saving Private Ryan. Then it's Something About Mary, The Waterboy, Dr. Dolittle, Godzilla, Rush Hour, Good Will Hunting, Lethal Weapon 4, A Bug's Life, The Truman Show, The Mask of Zorro, Enemy of the State, one of my other favorite movies of all time. The Rugrats movie.
American History X. Hey, the Parent Trap, if that's your jam.
The original Marvel movie, Blade. U.S. Marshals. Wow. Small Soldiers. That was a good movie. Tomorrow Never Dies. One of the worst James Bond movies of all time.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Patch Adams. Ronin, the movie where wasn't that the movie where Keanu Reeves played a samurai?
No clue. Pokemon, the first movie.
Wow. 98. 98 might have stole it. I don't know. That's tough. Jack Frost. People love that movie. Kevin Costner. Is that Kevin Costner as the fucking snowman?
I don't even know. I would also need. Dude, I think The Ring came out in 98.
Jackie Brown. That's a Tarantino movie. That came out in 98.
Robert De Niro is Ronin.
Oh. Yeah, Half Baked. Flubber. Flubber. Babe, Pig in the City. So what is that, Babe 2?
I don't even know.
Yeah, there was some.
Hold on, there's a movie called Johnny Skid Marks. Please tell me it has nothing to do with him doing his laundry.
Air Bud, Golden Receiver. Wow, 98 was pretty fucking solid.
You've Got Mail. How Stella got her groove back. So I think it's like, if you like good movies, they're there. If you like funny movies, they're there. And if you like terrible movies, they're there too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's Major League Back to the Minors. That's got to be Major League 2.
No, I think that one was just called Major League 2.
Oh, maybe it's Major League 3. How many of those did they make?
Clearly too many, because Major League 2 was okay, but
yeah. The Devil's Advocate, that was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed that. I don't know, man. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll have to put it to a post. Maybe we'll try and gather some of the movies from these years and let the people vote on them. You know, with all that time that we have.
Well, if it keeps raining like this, I'll have tons of time because I won't be playing golf.
Oh yeah, well there we go. I don't know what else I had in there. I think. Oh, did we start this by saying there were no good movies? Did I say that to you? Did I say that to you? No.
No,
All right.
you started this by saying 20. You when you were looking it up, you saw 2019. You said 2019 was a powerhouse.
Right. So, did you notice that during the Black Widow, the previews, all of the previews sucked?
I think Shang-Chi is going to be deceivingly good.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it'll be good because every time I sit here and I get on my fucking high horse, I sit atop the connotation, and I say this probably isn't going to be that good, but it's from Marvel, so I'll watch it anyway. I end up liking it. I talked shit about the first episode of WandaVision. I think I talked some shit probably about Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I probably talked shit. I know for a fact I talk shit about the Eternals because it has Jon Snow and Rob Stark in it. And it's like I'm sure I have talked shit about a lot of these, but they make me eat crow every single time because Marvel is fucking Marvel and they don't miss.
Yes, and I don't think especially it's the two of them. It's Eternals and Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
We don't know the stories. We don't know who these people are. Sure, we could go look it up, but we're not gonna.
Right.
And we don't know who the actors are.
Right.
So I think they're gonna knock it out of the park with the story, I would think.
Yeah.
Because they probably know those. Like, I mean, like if I'm sitting here thinking it, then they have to be thinking it.
Right.
It's like,
right.
Hey, we don't have the stars and we don't have the humor or the funny to buoy us. This story better be fucking lights out.
Right. So that's what I mean. I'm sure Shang-Chi will be fine. Like I said, I'm gonna go watch it just because it's Marvel, and and that's what they get you too, because you're already invested. I've already watched all 24 movies multiple times, and I've seen all the streaming series that they put out. So it's like, well, I'm invested at this point. I might as well go watch the fucking thing. Because you don't want to be the one, like, for a while I never saw the second Spider-Man movie. What was it called? Far From Home? Homecoming? I never know which one was which.
Homecoming was first, Far From Home.
So I never saw Far From Home because it wasn't available on any like streaming services. You had to like rent it on like Amazon Prime or something. And I never wanted to do it. So I had this like hole in my like viewing window, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I ended up just renting it on Amazon Prime one day and watching it because I was like, I don't know what happened. Yep. They're talking about coming out with Spider-Man 3. I'm like, I still haven't seen Spider-Man 2. So I just watched it. So that's how they get you. You're invested at this point.
Well, plus the other thing is it's going to be interesting to, first of all, no one I know, because all I know is idiots, including myself. No one knows what the link is going to be between everything we've been seeing since Endgame.
Right.
And actually, I don't think we got anything last year, so it's just this year.
Right. Yeah.
And I have no idea. All I can do is speculate, which what the fuck am I worth? So this all has to link somehow.
Yeah.
And if they're bothering with fucking Shang-Chi and the 10 rings and the Eternal, whatever, if they're bothering with that, it's gonna be essential to the fucking story.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've heard,
probably more essential to the story than fucking Black Widow and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because everyone knew that everyone was gonna go see those anyway.
Yeah. So from what I heard, I think it's kind of hinging on the last episode of Loki and the second Doctor Strange movie. Because like as far as like the core path for the movies, because I feel like all these like side series things, they're doing a lot here, and they're setting up a lot of things, because you hear like they're setting up the Dark Avengers, and then they're setting up the Young Avengers, and then they're doing all that, like, you know what I mean? Like they're doing all these weird things, like they're trying to set up a bunch of different shit. But I think like the main core storyline hinges on the ending of Loki and Doctor Strange 2, which I think is gonna set up the Eternals, because I think the Eternals might end up being like the Thanos of Phase 5 or whatever fucking phase we're in. I don't know.
It's in 4. I looked it up yesterday.
Yeah, Phase 4. So like something like that, potentially. But I don't know. Again, I'm just a fucking loser, and I'm going off of what I see people talk about on Instagram and what I read on websites online. So like, it's not like I'm this like Marvel guru that's read all the comics and that understands everything. So, um,
Did I see in the previews that DC got
Idris
someone from
Elba.
Guardians of the Galaxy, a director or a producer?
Oh yeah, yeah. So for the Suicide Squad, which I think is that Suicide Squad 2 or 3?
I think it's just called The Suicide Squad. They're pulling a Fast and the Furious type thing where it's.
Yeah, but I think is it the second or the third one?
I have no idea. Is there a second one?
I thought there was.
No way.
Yeah. Or
I
maybe
mean,
I'm
Harley
getting
Quinn got a movie.
yeah, I could be getting it confused with Birds of Prey. Um I don't know. I mean, I can look it up really quick. Find out. But they took Idris Elba is in the Suicide Squad.
And the director from Guardians, right?
Yeah, James Gunn.
So perhaps are they gonna fucking do something right?
Maybe. I mean, they have the pieces there. Margot Robbie is great. John Cena's in it, so I don't know. We'll see.
Pete Davidson, people seem to like him.
Yeah. I mean, Idris Elba
Dude,
is
Nathan
awesome.
Fillion's in it.
Yeah. Um,
I think it was just the one.
yeah, this is 2. This is Suicide Squad 2, which is just the Suicide Squad. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It'll be interesting because the first Suicide Squad movie was not that good. It was actually pretty bad. But I mean, I watched it and it was an entertaining movie, but it was like kind of a waste of time. But whatever. Do you
I
want
feel
to
like I'm gonna see a lot of bad movies this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many great movies that come out.
And I'm gonna go and see some of these. Or I don't know, I think I'll see them because when determining, hey, what do we want to do this weekend? Oh, Venom 2's out. Should we bother? Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I still haven't seen Venom 1.
I mean, he's a symbiote
Yeah.
and he takes over Tom
Hardy. Yeah, Tom Hardy. One of the Hardy boys.
Rob Hardy?
Yeah.
He just takes over Tom Hardy's body, and Carnage is supposed to be in the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that preview. Yeah. Well, you want to wrap this bitch up?
We can wrap this up.
All right. You got a final thought?
For conversational continuity, ever have oxtail?
I have not.
So I made oxtail yesterday in the smoker. And you may be asking, what is oxtail? Is it this exotic thing? I genuinely don't know. Where it's definitely either the tail. I assume it's the tailbone of a cow, because it had these big like transverse processes in there, which is your transverse processes are your spinal column, like each piece. So the oxtail was basically just 2 of those, like the pack I bought. Now, if you know anything about fatty cuts of beef on a bone, they're all delicious. They really are.
Yes.
Every single one of them. If you know anything else about them, is they need to be cooked to fucking death.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I threw them on there 250 or between 2.25 and 250, 4 hours, and 3 of those were covered. So it came out and it came off the bone, no problem there. I probably could have let it cook for 6 hours and it would have fucking melted, but so Oxtail is good, but I don't think it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
You have to, again, you have to go low and slow. It takes a while, and it doesn't like yield a lot. So it is good, but it doesn't give you much.
Yeah.
I would go with either short ribs or beef shanks, both of which are on a bone, both of which are fatty cuts of beef, both of which need to be cooked low and slow. And oxtail is good, but it's third in line because it just isn't. It just doesn't give you much, or at
Yeah.
least the packages I got, it just doesn't give you a whole lot.
Yeah. I could see that.
Good, but
I mean,
it's
cows
funny
don't
when you
have like girthy tails, you know?
know, but they're big. Like
Yeah.
cows are huge.
Yeah.
So if it is like their like sacrum or their tailbone, whatever. There's just not a lot to it.
Yeah.
So I would go with the other cuts. If you want to go that route. I mean, oxtail is usually like a soup, a soup or a stew.
Yeah.
I just figured I
Or
was
a
just gonna,
stew to combine them.
yeah, but you know, when you're mixing the two, or you're just too stupid to speak. Imagine having a podcast and you can't speak. 30 in this is just incredible. So I was just looking to cook it low and slow and shred it. So if you're gonna cook something low and slow and shred it, I think your other two options are good. But it's funny because I was talking to Chris and he did short ribs or something. And it's funny how short ribs and brisket and some of these cuts of beef have become like almost like boutique cuts. It's almost like lobster. Like lobster used to be poor people. Like
Yeah.
they'd serve it in prisons.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, lobsters are what they are. They eat shit on the bottom of the ocean. They're bottom feeders. Like
Right.
they're disgusting animals. But
Right.
someone decided that they were like a delicacy. They never used to be.
No.
Again, they use them for prison food.
Yeah. You crack it open and there's literal like shit on the meat that you have to clean off.
Yeah, and there's nothing to them
No.
either.
No.
So they don't yield a lot of meat. They're fucking gross, whatever. Part of the reason why I don't eat lobster. Never mind that, I think it's completely overrated. But these like cuts of beef have almost become like boutique in a way. Because like that oxtail was no cheaper than most other things I can get. Beef short ribs are fairly expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not a ribeye, but you know, you're still paying like $7-8 a pound for it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, for what? These are cuts of meat that are so tough that no one wants to eat them. That's why. That's why that's why brisket has. That's what like brisket is what it is because you used to have to throw it on a smoker or in an oven, like low and slow forever, or cut it
Right.
up fine and
Right.
like let it like cook out, like stew, like all that crap.
Yeah.
But then it became like popular through barbecuing, and like short ribs have become like this delicacy where braised short ribs are a $35 meal at restaurants. Like it's just kind of crazy how like when you really think about what these cuts are, they're the forgotten about cuts.
Yeah.
They're the throwaways.
Like literally the only way you can cook them is low and slow because they
That's it.
suck.
Or like short ribs, if you get the whole piece, like the whole thing, you can cut it and then sear it and it's fine, like a boneless short rib, because boneless short ribs are pretty good too. But it's like a little bit crazy that these beef products, like again, they were like, it was the afterthought. It was the scraps. It was like, hey, I just butchered this whole cow. I'm gonna sell the tenderloin off. I'm gonna sell the ribeyes off. I got some sirloin, some strips. Like I got all my steaks, whatever. And it's like, what's left over? Here you go. And it's like, that shit's actually good. And now it's like, you're fucking gotta pay for it. It's like,
Yeah.
these shit should be fucking $2.99 a pound.
Should be like pork.
Yeah. Well, that's like another thing too, is like beef is good and all, but like if you're gonna like cook a lot, it's gotta be pork. And you can make pork like so fucking good. Just people aren't good at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was bummed because I told you this yesterday, but I bought like a 2.5 pound pork tenderloin because I wanted to smoke it. And when I took it out of the package, it ended up like turning into two separate pork tenderloins. And they were good, but they were obviously not as girthy. And one of them got like skinny on one end. So the fat part on it was delicious. So one tenderloin came out great. The other one that had the skinny part, the skinny end was a little bit dry. I wasn't super stoked about it, but the fat end on it was delicious. So it is what it is, and I guess it's to be expected. But
I don't know. So I don't know what the cut. I know because I know exactly what pack that you're talking about,
mhm.
and then I feel like they call it whole tenderloin, right?
Something like that, yeah,
But tenderloins, dude, tenderloins are tenderloins. Like when you buy a pork tenderloin, that's it.
yeah,
So I think it's a whole loin is the big one,
okay,
or you're looking for like a center cut roast, or like you're probably looking for a roast
yeah,
because I know what I've done what you've done before too, because it looks like a good size
yeah,
because it's not too big, but when you open the pack up, it's two, it's not one. So
right, right. Yeah, and they got me. I mean, the good thing on it though was that I got to do a tenderloin with two different flavors of rub, so I got that. And like I said, the skinnier end of it was a little dry, but everything else was good, so I can't really complain. Other than I thought I was getting one thicker tenderloin.
yeah, I think you need to get a roast.
Yeah.
I might try to get a whole tenderloin sometime, like the fucking big one. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
but I don't know.
yeah.
It just feels like a lot of pork.
Yeah, it does. It's like one of those things where you got to have a lot of people
Yeah,
or just be really hungry.
different ways or something.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some exploring the next like week or so. I found this it's not new, it's new to me, but I found this new place near me called Dave's Market that looks pretty solid. It's like a third of the size of Market Basket. But they have a lot of really cool shit there. It's like one of those little like boutique fucking stores, but it doesn't seem to be quite Whole Foods prices. I think they're a lot closer to Market Basket on a lot of things. So I don't know. I might check that place out. There's um there's a butcher shop near me too that I'm gonna try and go, like a legit butcher. That I'm gonna try and look at too. So I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can find. Now that I have the Traeger, um, I'm actually gonna look into some of these places and see what I can find and what's good. Come to find out, I was talking to Amy's cousin about this because he has a Traeger and he's into this whole thing, and I was like, oh yeah, where do you usually go? And he goes, by far, best place you can go is Produce Barn in Norton, and I was like, all right, cool, because I used to live down the street from there, and now I don't.
Yeah,
And then when we did live there, we never went.
never went. We went
No.
like twice,
Yeah, yeah. So
and
it's good.
once was to
It's
get a
good to
Euro.
know. Yeah. And so it's good to know the place that was down the street from us is really good that we never went to.
I went there a couple times. I mean, so the thing is though, they only have like standard. That's it.
Yeah.
Like they've got like Fresh Catch is better than Produce Barn in my opinion,
Yeah.
but Fresh Catch only has, or they have more seafood and stuff. So
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, we'll see this butcher shop that's in Cumberland. But still to this day, the best butcher I went to was that place in Worcester. Remember a couple years ago when I went and I came
pork
back with
belly.
the pork belly.
Yep.
It was like a legitimate like butcher shop. You walk in the door and it's like
It's
40,
cold.
it's 40 fucking degrees inside. Everyone's wearing like the long white coats.
Yep.
Like it's a real fucking
Yeah, that's
butcher.
the place. That's the place you need. I gotta
Yeah.
find something around here. There's a couple places, and I only looked briefly because this was the first time I lit up the smoker since the fucking last hurrah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um, there's a couple places around, but I don't know if it's like a mass produced place or what. Because like some places deliver and some places like sub
Yeah.
their shit out. And I saw like a place with a big box truck that drove by the other day, and that just doesn't strike me as like butcher shop. But
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll do some exploring and we'll see. We'll see what we can find. So my final thought is going to be a shout out to Sexy Chris. He hit me up the other day with this headline. Scientists seek to remove the usage of the term gypsy moth as common name for an insect. So then it goes on and says, an old problem for trees in North America is getting a new name, as the Entomological Society of America reconsiders the common name for, quote, gypsy moths. The organizations plan to review and replace insect common names that might be considered offensive. So here we go. We can't call them gypsy moths anymore. So this is awesome because Chris sends me that, and then the message he sends next goes, "The moths took to the streets and demanded change." Like, and this is what we were saying is like, who the fuck is protesting to make this change? Like, who out there is like, we got to change gypsy moths. We got to do it. Like, we can't be calling these moths gypsy moths because it's offensive. Like, who is out there fighting for this when we have all kinds of other problems? We have massive problems in this fucking country. And this group of people is like, yeah, we really shouldn't call them gypsy moths anymore. Like, who's doing that? And he goes, who's protesting? Gypsies? He goes, you think they're doing it?
probably.
I said, it's just idiot white people that have nothing better to do.
Oh, definitely.
But like, here we go. No more. You can't call them gypsy moths anymore. I wonder what the new name is going to be.
What is a gypsy?
I don't even think somehow gypsy has become a pejorative term, apparently, because they're trying to remove it from the name. I always just thought gypsy meant someone like a nomad. You know what I mean? Like someone that just travels and doesn't really live anywhere.
What's Romani? Is that Romanian? No.
Yeah, maybe Romanian.
Indo-Aryan people, also known as the Roma. What the fuck are these people? Where are these people?
Romani people. Oh yeah.
What is Gomorrah? Like,
I'll do you one better. Why is Gomorrah?
yeah, I'm like, what are the, because like they like Romanians are Romanian.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is the Romani people or the Roma?
Oh, here we go. Right on Google. What makes a person a gypsy? The definite. Wow. Holy shit. The definition of a gypsy is a member of a tribe of people found throughout the world who has no permanent home or someone who shares this wandering lifestyle. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it meant. An example of gypsy is those who travel with a carnival.
Carnies, small hands smell like cabbage.
Yeah, I don't.
So I just looked up origin. This is on the Wikipedia page, which obviously is correct.
Right.
Genetic findings suggest an Indian origin for Roma. Because Romani groups did not keep chronicles of their history or have oral accounts of it, most hypotheses about the Romani's migration early history are based on linguistic theory. There's also no known record of a migration from India to Europe from medieval times that can be connected indisputably to Roma. So these people are just fucking, they're not a people.
Yeah.
You can't trace back where they're from.
Yeah, they're not a people and they're not a place either. So they're definitely not from Asgard.
And it's like, yeah, so it's just nomads, gypsies.
They're just no, like, I don't understand how that term became pejorative.
They settled in Roman Egypt. Did Rome used to own Egypt?
Yeah, dude, Rome owned everything.
That's true.
So I don't know, but
I'm
thanks
guessing
to
that these are people who originated from Roman India.
probably. But then how do you trace their origin if they're just nomads? You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. It's like, all right, cool. They're nomads, like they're gypsies, whatever. I don't know. The whole thing is just mind blowing to me. And I don't understand why you have to change the name of a moth because
Because this group of people that is we can't really trace or define or
yeah,
whatever is mad.
yeah.
So this is my thing is like, so obviously there's fucking gypsies everywhere.
Like, are we not allowed to, like, should we change the name of like the English Terrier dog? Because like, you know, we can't call it an English Terrier. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand this. I'm literally befuddled.
Well, there's anywhere from 2 to 20 million of these people in the world. And they're all over the
2
place.
to 20 million. Oh, 2 million to 20 million.
Two people to 20 million.
I thought it was like the 2 to 20 million. I see. I picked up what you were putting down. It was just a half step late there.
But they're nothing.
Yeah.
They're not a people.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But don't be calling them gypsy moths anymore
Yeah, so
because
these
you're
people that
a
you can't
racist
pick out,
bigot.
yeah, these people that you can't pick out in a line, you're offending them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a racist bigot if you call them gypsies. Gypsy moths. Sorry. So, whatever.
Which one's a gypsy moth? Is it all white?
I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you what the moth looks like.
I know what moths are. They're all the same to me.
Yeah, they're all just moths. I don't
all
classify.
fucking terrible. And then there's the one that turns to dust when you smash it.
Yep.
Other ones just turn into dead bug.
Yeah. So I don't know. But what I do know is if you go to mybookie.com and sign up using our promo code Sarcasm Pod, they will match your first deposit up to $1,000 or 50%. So if you deposit,
Patrick Reed's 40 to 1 to win the British Open.
He is. Oh, we didn't even talk about the British Open.
No, because I don't have a preview because it's the British Open.
Yeah,
there is no preview.
That's true.
It's a crapshoot.
And also, I did reach out to Ian McMillan, and he did not respond yet. So I don't know. We'll see. He probably won't respond ever.
Did you DM him in Canadian or did you do it in English?
No, maybe that's the problem. I DM'd him in English.
He probably can't understand it.
Yeah, we'll just have to send him a bunch of random shit. Be like, dude, do you want to come on the podcast now? So yeah, I don't know. Well, the British Open is this week. Fuck it, whatever. I'll watch it.
No, dude, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Fucking it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's windy. It's rainy.
It's rainy. It's cold. It's shitty. You play a ground game, except no one does anymore.
Right.
You got to be old to win, except that young guys have been winning. Bryson's 33 to 1. If you're interested. The fairways there are the entire golf course, so he can hit the fairway no problem.
Yep.
Might be 4 holes over, but
yeah,
not an issue. There's just nothing to say about it. It's a British Open.
Yeah. So make sure you go to mybookie.com and that's the promo code Sarcasm Pod over there. So you can find us on YouTube. If you're watching right now, make sure you click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, click subscribe up top, leave us a comment down there. Tell everybody you know about the show, and you can find us anywhere you stream podcasts. If you're on Apple, Go to the iTunes store, leave us a rating, and give us 5 stars. And again, keep spreading the word. Tell everybody you know about the show. A little bit of dip in the numbers recently, but it was a holiday week last week, so I would imagine that was to be expected. I think that's on par with the last couple of years around this time. So let's bounce back. All right, tell everybody, like I mean everybody, you know, to listen to the show or to watch it, whatever, and then maybe we'll get famous. Maybe not. Who knows? You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Again, hopefully we'll get some movie years and the lists and everything up there for you. And we're on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks. And the Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good